back to my channel. So today, as you have seen from the title, yes, that did happen. There has been other things going on too, which I will update you guys. I've been really into matcha limeade, and so I like to make it at home, so I will go ahead and make it. While I'm making my drink, maybe you guys can also get your drink and prepared to have a deep talk with me. I just recently bought this one because the other matcha I had, I think it was a little bit old. So let's see if this one will actually have a good green color, because the previous one was a terrible green color. I just finished making my drink. I think it came out better than last time. Maybe I should have put more matcha in it. Let me go ahead and now mix it. Let's give it a taste. You could use a little bit more sweetener, but I want to keep the sugar low. Let's go ahead and chat. So I want to start off by telling you guys that I have moved out, and that was very exciting. Kind of like the first step of adulting is moving out of your parents' house for me. So that was a big change in my life that has happened. It was a lot to adjust to, like getting my own groceries, getting a lot of stuff for the house. Is a lot of things to buy. When I did move out, I did have enough money to kind of pay for those things, and I kind of also slowly got those things that I needed. More urgent ones that I got first, and then decorations last. I am still working on one decoration, but I will definitely show you guys a house tour once that is up, or maybe I'll just post it just to show you guys my house. If you guys notice this dental hygienist sweater, I have gotten it. My name is Michelle. That is my American name. Soomiya is just my Korean name, but yeah, got this from Etsy. If you guys are curious, I will put the link below. Any of you guys dental hygiene friends out there would like to get one as well. I got a large size, so if you guys are interested in getting one, then you could just look it up on the description box below. So yeah, moving out happened. Just to let you guys know, Haru is no longer with me anymore. So what happened was, after school was over and I was like working, I realized how much time I was not giving to Haru. I really want him to get the best quality of life where he gets to go everywhere, try different places, sniff new areas. I felt like I wasn't giving him enough time for that, and I went on adoptapet.com, and thankfully, by God's grace, I was able to find an owner that really seemed to have experience with Pomeranians, and she was also Korean too, so I kind of like that because she was able to speak Korean to him, because Haru also understand Korean, so I was really happy. And Haru loves her, so, and especially the mom, which is kind of surprising because Haru did not like my mom, but apparently, yeah, he loves the mom more than her. But yeah, I do get updates here and there when I do contact her. So it looks like Haru's doing well. She even takes him to the mall. I've never done that for him due to my area. But where she lives, she is able to take dogs. So I'm glad that he is able to go to different places and really have that better quality of life, which I'm really happy for. I know you guys will probably miss him. I sometimes miss him here and there. But knowing that he went to a good family, I'm assured that he is happy. And I think he enjoys that family, which I'm happy with. If I never have found a family like her, I would have just kept him. I didn't want him to go to a place where the owner could potentially abuse him or not give him the life that I wanted to give to him. I worked as a pediatric dental hygienist for about 9 months since October. It was a great place to work at. I did learn a lot, and I'm glad for that. I shadowed there first before I got the job because I wanted to know what it was like to work at a pediatric place. I've always have worked with kids growing up because my mom was a babysitter, and so I kind of would watch the kid with her and kind of play with the kid, and I just was around babies all the time, so I just kind of grew up liking them, so I just gravitated towards kids. Also, growing up, my first job, it was babysitting. And then my first paid, like on a payroll kind of job, was a daycare center. So there's a lot of experience with kids. In school, we did not get that experience with kids. I mean, we do know like the basics of tell, show, and do, but we never learn like what things we should kind of work on how to get them used to different things. It was definitely a learning curve. So at first it was okay with the coworkers. They were nice in the beginning. They even asked me questions and tried to get to know me. But as time went by, I think it was maybe like 5 months in, there was an incident that happened where I was told that I needed to take out the trash, and I didn't need to apparently. The assistant told me that whoever was leaving first needs to take a bag. So I said okay. So every time I left, I did take a bag if I left first or one of the first ones to leave. There's usually 2 trash bags. So I always did it. But then I realized the other hygienists never took a trash bag when they left. So when that happened, I was kind of like, I wonder why that is. So I asked the lead hygienist there if we were required to take a trash bag, and she kind of gave me like, no, like, what are you talking about kind of facial expression. Yeah, I was definitely like, what? So I've been lied to this whole time, that kind of feelings that I felt. So she was like, do you want me to talk to the manager? So I was like, yeah, I think that would be good, because I felt bullied in that sense, because this one girl, she would like look at me and she would be like, you're gonna take that? Her name is, let's say, K. She's K. And so I kind of was like, okay, I just took out the trash bag. I didn't want to argue with her. I just did it. And that was in the past. The lead hygienist talked to the manager. I kind of told her about what happened, and then she was like, yeah, that was a rule that we were going to implement, but it hasn't been implemented. And so her way of solving this conflict was that she was going to now implement this rule for the whole clinical staff. She did talk to the ones that I found rude, and so out of those 3 assistants, only one of them have apologized to me, and I did accept it. And even if those other 2 didn't apologize to me, I just kind of just forgave them. and hope that it wouldn't happen again. Yeah, that's one incident that happened. Another incident that happened maybe like pretty recent, where I was in a point of my life where I was a little bit sad and I wasn't sure why I was kind of depressed. So it would be Sunday and I would think about work the next day and I would just fall out crying because I didn't want to go. I always thought it was maybe because I moved out of my house and that I felt lonely. But after it got to that point where I was crying because I didn't want to go into work the next day, I kind of felt like it was something due to work. And it got to a point where when I was at work, my mind was kind of like out of it. I was definitely feeling burnt out. So in my break room, we have a sink, and after I drink my protein shake in the morning, I would kind of rinse it out and kind of clean it. And apparently I forgot to turn off the sink. Typically 99% of the time I always remember to turn it off because right after I'm done using it I just turn it off. But this time I guess my mind was really out of it that I left it on. Kay goes to the back and she's like, "Who left the water on?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I think I left it on." So I told Kay, "Sorry, I'm just kind of not thinking today." And then Kay was like, "Are you ever thinking?" And so at that moment, two other assistants that were in the back of the break room were kind of just giggling by that fact that after Kay said that to me. And I was like, yes, I do think. And so that whole day, I was holding it in because I didn't want to cry in front of my coworkers or anything. So I was holding it in. I used to tell the lead hygienist because I felt kind of close to her, but she also seemed to be very distant. When I was sick, she didn't even check on me saying, "Are you okay?" or anything. And no one seemed to really have interest in talking to me. So I didn't know who to talk to about that issue. I didn't even want to tell the manager because the manager is really close to the assistants because they have been working there for a while. So I didn't have anyone to talk to. So that whole time I was holding it in, and once I got out of the door when I left, I was crying. And so after that, basically bullied. Or so I felt bullied. I don't know. If you guys can let me know if these instances are bullying, but it got to a point where I felt unappreciated. Every birthday, they would celebrate each of the coworkers' birthdays. They would either get them a cake or they would get food for lunch. When I came to my birthday was on a Sunday, and I did take a trip, as you guys know, to the Mall of America. So it was kind of that time where I got to take a break from work. But they celebrate the week before or kind of after. And Kay also has a birthday close to mine. Mine is the 4th and hers is on the 7th. And when I got back to work, no one ever said anything to me, but they did say happy birthday to her because it was her birthday. There's this company's messaging system, and the manager put happy birthday and then said her name. And like maybe 3 hours later, she would say, "Happy belated birthday, Michelle." And the people who said happy birthday to her were some of my coworkers, the clinical staff. But the ones who even said happy belated birthday to me was only receptionist, the manager, and not even one of the clinical staff. They even got a cake for her, and I could just feel how they didn't have interest in me anymore. That whole day, I was really feeling tired. Thankfully, I didn't feel like I wanted to cry that day, but realized that I got to a point where I just could not stand working there anymore. I've noticed that after I have quit my job, I have realized how much this job mentally drained me. And I instantly felt better. I just realized that was the cause of the depression at the time. And so now I am doing better, thankfully. And right now I am now just temping around, working at different offices. I actually have temped at one place before I quit my job because I want to see if other pediatric places were just as the same as my place. But I've realized that no, my office was pretty cheap. I also wasn't getting paid enough. They didn't choose to give us a Cavatron when the other hygienists have asked for one. And Cavatrons are basically like water powered tools where they kind of use vibrations to kind of remove that calculus that's like stuck onto the teeth. It makes it so much easier and use less of our wrists. So I was experiencing wrist pain, back pain, neck pain every time because I would be seeing a lot of patients. Probably on the most, it's like 20 patients, and that's me cleaning my room, doing my documentation, and getting my own trays. I did everything. Here and there I'll help out with the sterilization, but I did all that. Over time I realized that this place was just mentally gonna affect me even more. I probably would have gone into maybe severe depression if I kept on staying there, because mentally I just kept on getting worse and worse. Now that I'm done with that place, I am happy. And if you guys are curious about my operatory at that place, here is something that I drew. I have made this paste flavors because I wanted to give a choice to children's of which flavor paste they wanted. I can let them choose because I know that some flavors can really make you want to gag, and so I wanted to give that option to them, and our office didn't have that, so I kind of just made it. And I also just kind of drew this other thing where it's a brush and floss. If you see that paper that shows how to keep your teeth clean, I actually made that in school and I totally forgot to take that. So now it's still there. I don't have it, which I'm kind of sad about because I don't have the document of it. I don't think. Once I find a new place, I think I will want to create another one. At that temp location that I did before I quit, they basically have told me, you deserve better. She said how crazy it is, how you're already feeling burnt by just working 9 months at this place. For my dental hygienist friends out there who are either just coming out from school, know your worth and really try to get to know the people that you work with. Apparently it's really common that assistants would kind of bully the hygienists. So please be aware of that, and I hope that this will not happen to you as well. But if it does, then definitely if you have someone that you can trust at work, let them know, but definitely take care of yourself. I think that's why I quit my job. I still do enjoy cleaning teeth. And if you guys don't know, dental hygienists are not only about cleaning teeth, it's also about preventative care. The thing why I want to also temp instead of going straight into a full-time job again, there's that flexibility of me being able to kind of not work at that place anymore if I don't like the people there, or the dentist potentially maybe. There are some dentists out there that can be a little bit crazy. Yeah, so that's why I basically quit. You guys probably have seen how much I was trying to hold in my tears. Another tip for a newly graduated hygienist out there, make sure that you also get massages regularly, once a month. I recently went for a massage for the first time because I was kind of fearful about the pain. Definitely think it is worth it. Definitely release those muscles, especially around your neck area right here, and then your back. So when I got my massage, I told them to focus on my back and then my arms. It really felt good. Well, it's painful. In the recovery period, it does feel better. Feel free to subscribe. It will help me a lot if you guys give this video a thumbs up. Until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Is there anything else?